What's up? Just getting my shit together.
Yeah. You.
What's up, chat? Ronnie, Sam.
What's good?
Happy Saturday. The weekend is finally here. What better way to start a weekend off than with a review? So I did not hear the Jay Z and Nipsey Hussle song yet. You heard that shit?
Yeah.
You said what?
No, I was looking for my charger.
Uh,
Hector was good.
what's up, Hector?
Yeah, man.
Lord Finesse.
Yes. So much shit going on in the news right now.
For real. I don't even know where to begin.
We got Trump, the Trump hearings. Crazy.
And
Then
then
he,
Trump
he's
hearings or something else.
then he's calling out Disney, and he's like telling Disney he wants the lead actor that on the Mandalorian, he wants him fired for some tweets that he made back in like 2018.
Yep, I heard about that.
Crazy. You know. Then you got some another black fool, unfortunately this month, that's doing the Gorilla Glue challenge.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I saw the video. Like the dude, Charlemagne was talking about it actually on the Breakfast Club, and the dude is stupid. Like he took the a red plastic cup and put Gorilla Glue in it and put it to his lips because he didn't believe that the chick um he didn't believe the chick really had her hair stuck to the glue.
What a dumbass.
And then you see him. He had to go to the doctor, and then you see him. He's talking. He's giving an interview with his mask on, and he has like a bandage across his mouth. So it was a miracle that he was even able to talk. You know what I'm saying? So that's apparently like the new challenge. I don't suggest people of any color do that. It's just stupid.
I
You know,
gave up on society years ago.
dumb, very dumb.
I hate when shit rolls under my bed, yo. For real.
Coogee, what up? Coogee said, "You without me is like cornflakes without the milk." I feel like that's from a movie or something.
Yeah, that's from On the Juice. That song, I see you walking in the rain.
That's from Juice.
No, remember that song by Orange the
Oh,
Juice?
oh, Orange Juice Jones.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That stupid ass name.
never cared for that dude. I remember the song though.
Mm. That video was cheesy.
Have you ever heard any of his albums?
Hell no.
No, me neither.
Was he on? He was on Def Jam, right?
Was he?
Yeah, he was. Was he like on the first R&B singer signed to Def Jam or some shit?
I didn't know that. I didn't. That was early '80s. I didn't know he was on Def Jam.
I could be wrong though.
Wow, they were desperate at that point.
Right.
Gorilla Glue is a weed strain? No, it's not.
Something like that. I know. I think I know what he's talking about.
Oh, he spelled it differently.
Check to pay the rent on Europe.
Man, I could not wait for today and shit, man.
Yeah,
This day was bullshit.
yeah.
Ready for Luther Vandross this Sunday?
Luther. It's a Luther weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
Here and now.
yes. So are you discussing each album or you just talking about the hits?
Yeah, like what we usually do for breakdowns is talk about the album, give our
Right.
thoughts, favorite songs.
Okay. That's what's up. Oh yeah, First Sunday. I remember that movie. I didn't like it.
You said what?
First Sunday. You remember First Sunday with Ice Cube?
Yeah, that movie with Tracy Morgan.
Right. Not memorable to me.
The only memorable part was Cat Williams. That was it.
I don't even remember him in the film.
Remember the long shots with Kiki Palmer?
It sounds familiar. That was a sports movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw that too. She was in that,
Yeah, she was in that.
but she was one of the players, right?
Yeah, she was the main character with Ice Cube.
Damn, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was back when Kiki Palmer was like really young.
Yeah, yeah. Luther's gonna be that's gonna be a good breakdown because I never discussed Luther music at all, so this will be interesting.
Luther.
Regina Hall was in First Sunday too.
Yeah, she was.
Okay,
I think she played like Ice Cube's wife.
y'all bringing up the y'all bringing up the irrelevant Ice Cube movies. I don't remember none of these joints.
Loki First Sunday was like one of his better latter movies, to be real with you.
Yeah,
But that's not saying much.
it's not.
Yeah, to me, Ice Cube's movies after maybe 2004 got a little hit or miss for me.
After what came out in '04? What came out before then for him?
Um, damn, what did come up? Didn't that wasn't he on that Triple X movie or some shit?
Oh, that was horrible. The one with Samuel Jackson.
Yeah,
That I didn't like that.
sure.
The State of the Union joint.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care for that one. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Fist Fight though.
Just right, I didn't care for that. Are we there yet? I like the first one. The second one, they went to like a they take a trip or something like that.
You talking about Are We There Yet?
Yeah,
Yeah, they wanted to build a house or some shit.
right. I didn't care for the second one. The first one was funny.
That's crazy. I was just watching Are We There Yet like last night.
Oh Lord, don't give them no
I, I could
ideas, yo.
I could not sleep, so I was like, you know what? Let me give this movie.
Out of all the things to watch, you picked that to watch.
But I was high as fuck, man.
Are we done
But
yet? There,
that nigga was desperate for some pussy, man. I'm telling you.
for real, right? Getting into all type of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
But that white trucker, man, they should have clapped his ass. And Tracy Morgan was a bobblehead and shit.
Oh Lord.
It's like, you know what? Just let these two get together already. Damn, we already know how this movie gonna last.
Exactly. Just beat already. Hearing this
But I
dude
mean,
like fight beers and shit.
for a family movie, it did its job. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
I've seen some trashy family movies.
hmm Money
Yeah.
Talks. That's another one I ain't care for. I like the soundtrack though.
What?
Money Talks. Do you like that?
That was one of Chris Tucker's best movies.
What? His
What?
best movies? That's not saying a lot then.
The one with Charlie Sheen, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I prefer him in of course Rush Hour and Dead Presidents. I thought he was funny in Dead Presidents.
Yeah, Dead Presidents, he was hilarious.
But the soundtrack, I like the soundtrack. I didn't really care for the movie.
Hmm.
Tracy Morgan saw Luther Vandross live. Wow.
I'm not surprised.
Money talks. We must have to we have to discuss like some obscure films.
Yeah, one movie I don't care for is Sprung.
Sprung. Oh, I didn't like that either.
Yeah, that was too cheesy. It was like a
Yeah,
poor man's booty call.
yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I'm about to put my camera on momentarily. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
fix it right quick, but we're gonna start in about 3 minutes.
Zion said I just ordered Jay Z Decoded. Yeah, I got it years ago. It's a good book, and he talked
So
about the first time he met Obama, and building that friendship with him, and he talked about buying a Basquiat portrait and leaving it on the floor of like his home, and when Blue Ivy was little, she used to like try to touch the portrait, and he talked about like when he used to be a drug dealer in Brooklyn, and he used to ride the train late at night and write rhymes, and or he would be at the bodega, and he wouldn't write rhymes on a regular notebook. He would write it on like the brown paper bag they give you with your drink, with your beer or whatever.
oh wow.
Yeah, he would write his rhymes on the brown paper bag, allegedly. But then I've heard stories that he never wrote at all, so I don't know.
I mean, I think like when he was first popping, like maybe 95, 96,
Mm,
he didn't write his rhymes, but maybe when he first started with Jazzo,
mm.
excuse me, he probably did write his rhymes. Possibly.
But I've seen interviews with when he was doing the Black album with Just Blaze, and Just Blaze would be like, yo, like he had like a like media day, or it was like an album listening for the Black album before it came out, and he was like with all these reporters and different magazine publications, and he was doing an interview with them, and then he would go to the studio and heard the beat for public service announcement, and just did the song right there with no, he didn't write it or anything. Like he just kept the rhymes in his head. So I'm like, which one is it? But was he writing early and then he started like doing songs in his head?
Possibly.
You know? Yeah, I never read the Prodigy book. I heard it was good.
Classic.
I gotta check that out. Doctor Doolittle, that was a good film. I liked the first one.
It was alright. I
You
didn't
didn't
care.
like it?
And that was when Eddie was doing all them damn kid movies. I was like,
Eddie,
hey,
yeah, because his kids were real young back then. Eddie talking to giraffes and shit.
I'm more of a fan of Nutty Professor than Doolittle.
Yeah, Nutty Professor was on my movie. That was great. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check out the Prodigy book.
To me, Eddie Murphy's best movies after maybe '94 was like Life. I would throw in Nutty Professor. Oh, we still gotta do that breakdown because Coming to America too.
Yes, yes. The Eddie Murphy. No, we're not giving out no ideas. We know what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
Just stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that, cause Coming to America 2 is was March 5th.
Yeah, March 5th.
Yeah, so we're gonna discuss our favorites and our least favorites from Eddie.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, I should have said it.
Hector said, "Oh yeah, the first couple editions of Volume 2 had a bonus disc, and it had like freestyles and like some bonus tracks from like Beanie Siegel and Rel. That was on like the limited edition.
Right. Def Jam, they were always known for that shit too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a paper towel and then we're about to start.
okay. Yeah, I heard about that. But thankfully they made up before Prodigy passed away. That was good because they shouldn't have been beefing anyway. Dance Flicks, I saw that. I didn't like it. I think it was like a bad parody of like Save the Last Dance and movies like that.
Didn't like what?
Dance Flicks, you remember? You ever saw that film?
That was so bad it's good.
I didn't care for that at all, man.
It's probably my favorite Wayans movie after the '90s. Keep it buck.
Oh wow.
I don't care for white chicks.
I didn't like White Chicks either. I thought it was overrated.
Thank you.
I'm like, what? I don't get them. Like they dressed up like girls. What you know what I'm saying? Like what is so different about that from like Eddie Murphy could have did that.
And yeah,
You know?
before I start, the thing about the Wayans brother family, it's like they were like white chicks, but they weren't like "Don't Be a Menace" or "Mo Money." I'm
Right.
like, what? But
That
y'all like
really?
white chicks.
Wow. More Money I love. I thought that was a dope film.
Mo Money was legendary,
Yes.
classic.
And the soundtrack just as what is just as good. Q was
Hell,
good.
you remember Blank Man?
Yes. I didn't like that either. Blank Man. No.
Mm.
That you like that one?
Nah,
No.
I just remember because one episode of the Wayans brothers, I think Sean was like, "Ain't nobody's seen Blank Man and shit."
Making fun of their own self.
Right. But yeah, I'm ready to start
Yeah.
whenever you are.
Yeah. Let's go.
What's up, YouTube? How's everyone doing this lovely night? It's your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try with me.
What up?
The album that we're going to talk about today, well, two albums, are Lord Finesse and DJ Mike Smooth with Funky Technician. And then we're going to go with the Return of the Funky Man from Lord Finesse, released in 1990 and 1992, respectively. Of course, we're going to begin with the first one, the Funky Technician. This was released on Wild Pitch Records on February 6, 1990. The singles this album was known for, I want to say, was I think "Baby and Nasty" was a single. Give me 1 second.
Wasn't
Wikipedia.
it strictly for the ladies or something like that?
Yes, that was a single.
Yeah.
Funky Technician, Track the Movement, Bad Mother, and Back to Back Rhyming, which those were like B sides and shit. But Baby and Nasty, strictly for the ladies, and Funky Technician, those were like the main singles.
Right.
Producers, you had DJ Premier, which this was like Primo's first work outside Gangstar that
Hmm.
he participated in because both Primo and Lord Finesse, well, Gangstar and Lord Finesse were on Wild Pitch Records early in
Right.
their career. You had a young Diamond D, you had Showbiz, and you had DJ Mike Smooth.
Right.
No, AG was the guest. AG was like the only the guest rapper on this album.
Hmm.
All right, so you know how we always do. How did you get into Lord Finesse?
BJ, what's up, yo?
What up, BJ?
Um, I got into Lord Finesse late. Like I didn't when I first like knew about Lord Finesse, it was like already when the Awakening dropped. But I always knew about him as a producer, but I didn't know like I didn't realize he was an artist until the Awakening came out, and then I heard about the other albums that he dropped in his early albums like this one, and like just when we talked about the Fat Joe stuff, like just following the production and the sound that he did for the boom bap artists and East Coast hip hop and that whole DITC crew with Fat Joe and OC and you know Showbiz and AG Diamond D. So I've always known about him, but like as an artist, I didn't realize he was his own artist until The Awakening came out. And yeah, like he definitely was great with the witty punchlines and the metaphors, and he just had that swagger on the mic. He had that confidence that and to me he reminded me of like a battle rapper, like early battle rapping when you were in a cipher and you had to battle somebody and come with your best rhymes or whatever. So he always had that cockiness. And then on the production side, it's like I felt like he was always underrated, amongst his peers with Showbiz and Diamond D and great producers like that. So I've always known about him, and then like I'm like, damn, like he's a he's a dope producer as well as he can spit. So I think it's hard to do that. You have to wear two hats in the studio to be a producer and a spitter like that, and he did it well, and the legacy that he created with DITC and is they definitely like a main staple in the culture. And yeah, that was basically my introduction. So I want to say it was like the Awakening album, and then I went back and listened to these albums as a like of but I knew who he was as a producer already. So and as an artist, he surprised me.
Yeah, very dope story. To me, my introduction to Lord Finesse was via Big L
Right.
because everyone should know like Lord Finesse really put Big L on. And when Big L was like one of the first cats from DITC that I was really like listening to heavy. And of course, he was producing him, for the Graveyard. I want to say MVP and so on and so on. I always loved Finesse's production. I don't like him as much as Diamond D. I feel like Diamond D's always been my favorite member from that crew
Right.
in terms of production.
Hmm.
But Lord Finesse, he always has those dark, sinister, like midnight, smooth like beats and stuff like that.
Right.
And I feel like his contribution in hip hop should definitely be like talked about more in terms
Yeah.
of production and whatnot. So
Definitely.
yeah, man. All right, so Lord Finesse, for those who don't know who he is a rapper slash producer from the Bronx. He originally like got his start as a member of the Rhyme Syndicate, the Ice T's group. Excuse me,
Oh, he
which
was down with them.
yeah,
I didn't know that because when I remember when Everlast did the Talib Kweli podcast last year when he talked about his start in the Ram Syndicate. He didn't mention Lord Finesse.
yeah, Lord Finesse, like he was
So
down.
was Everlast came after Lord Finesse or was that before?
Um, I want to say after Lord Finesse. I want to say
Okay.
because that album came out in 1990,
Right.
and Finesse was already down with them like in the early '80s. I mean the late '80s because I want to say he was on that Rhyme Syndicate compilation album,
Mm-hmm.
but I could be wrong because I haven't heard that in years and shit. So,
Okay.
but
Interesting.
yeah, he was down with them. That's how he was cool with DJ Aladdin and stuff like that too.
Mm.
What else? What else? What else? Yeah, man, he was growing up. He was, he known like his friends like Diamond D, Showbiz, AG. He was growing up with them and stuff like that. And then he was always DJing. And then he had his friend named Mike Smooth, who was also a DJ. But at the same time, Mike Smooth was one who pretty much wanted Lord Finesse to start rhyming and stuff like that too.
Right.
And Finesse has always considered like Mike Smooth like a big brother to him and whatnot. And so when in the late '80s, Lord Finesse, he was rhyming outside of new music seminars, yearly MC battle and whatnot. And that's how he met, plenty of cats like Cash Money, King Son,
Right.
Melly Mel and stuff like that. And so he started sending out his demo tapes to indie labels, and then that's when Guru, rest in peace to Guru, by the way,
Yeah.
and DJ Word, they heard the demo tape, and then, they got into the people with Wild Pitch Records, and Finesse signed to Wild Pitch like in like '88 and stuff like that too. So that's when they were all started working on the Funky Technician album, and DJ Premier was just fresh off the No More Mr. Nice Guy album from Gangstar, which that
Mm-hmm.
album to me was a solid album. That was
Right.
just And it's kind of funny I mentioned No More Mr. Nice Guy because I kind of compare both No More Mr. Nice Guy and Funky Technician because
Mm.
I felt like Lord Finesse was kind of finding his sound with this
Right.
one. I felt like he found his sound more with Return to Funky Man, which I'm going to talk about that
Right.
soon though. But yeah, man, this was a very dope album. Love the album cover. Just has Lord Finesse and Mike Smooth just chilling, posing and whatnot.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, man. You know, this whole I know this album gets like praised a lot when it comes to like the old school hip hop heads and stuff like that, because this was around the time when the James Brown samples was still very prominent in hip hop too, which is kind of crazy too because Lord Finesse said that Damn Diamond D was like a huge James Brown fan.
Right.
Had like almost all of his records, you know, and shit like that with the drum breaks and whatever.
Hmm.
So yeah, man. This album, okay, Funky Technician. This album has about 13 tracks. The first one is Lord Finesse's theme song intro. This was produced by DJ Premier. Pretty dope track. It kind of reminds me of DJ Premier and Deep Concentration, just the sound of it a little bit.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and that's crazy because like a lot of these songs definitely has like a no more Mr. Nice Guy feel to it in some tracks, which I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Yeah, man, nice issue. I love the way Primo used to put the samples together. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I like the intro with the crowd cheering, and you got the horns and the announcer. The announcer to me sounded like Marley Marl. You know when Marley Marl used to talk on the track,
Yeah.
if it was like the Biz Markie record or the Symphony record or whatever,
Yep.
and he had like that high pitched voice. He sounded like Marley Marl. That wasn't Marley Marl though, right?
Nah, not from what I know. Nope.
Okay, well he sounded like Marley Marl. I could definitely picture Marley Marl introducing finesse on this intro, and the horn sample. Chic Luch sampled that for the Ten Hut beat on the Welcome Me album.
Oh shit, I never
Yeah,
knew.
that was the joint. That was the joint with him and Jada, and that to me is a dope song from that album. Well, that's a whole nother story, but I remember the horns on this because Chic sampled it for that track.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah,
Good look. Good look. Um, then we're gonna get to Baby You Nasty, which they said new version, which they have two different versions of this track from what I looked up.
right.
Um, according to like Primo, he felt like the the first version I want to say was released in '89.
Mm,
But he felt like since this was like a new album, it needed to be updated
right,
and whatnot. And he wanted to outdo the original, and he kind of preferred this version over the original version,
right.
stuff like that. Because I think the original version was on the demo tape too. So yeah, that was a very dope song. Pretty nice way to kick off the album and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely a dope break beat. Had like a real quirky melody. I like the horns, the scratching on it. Finesse saying, "I stand and I can expand like a great man and swing a party like Tarzan the Ape Man." So some dope lines on this. Definitely a nice way to start the album off.
Yeah, very dope way to start the album. Which leads us to track number three, Funky Technician. This was produced by Diamond D. Very dope track indeed. Another dope track. With this track, pretty much Lord Finesse doing his thing with the braggadocio. And that's the thing about this album too. It
Hmm.
definitely has like a lot of braggadocio tracks. And
Right,
this track was no different. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, hyping up Diamond D, talking about his crew and whatnot. So
right.
yeah, very dope shit.
We on Funky Technician, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. The title track, dope beat, the scratching. Also they sampled. Well, actually, Das Effect sampled this for They Want Effects. Big
Yes,
hit
sir.
single from them. You got Craig. I like the nice sample from Craig G. That Craig G sample from the Symphony. Finesse saying they try to kick it by using that softer rap. Me sound whack, please nigga, come off of that. State the facts, create the raps. Those who try to down me better step out my face with that. Fire lines. I love his flow on this. One of my favorites on here.
Yeah, that's definitely fire indeed and shit like that. Um, right now we are at Back to Back Rhyming. Back to Back Rhyming, that was a very cool song.
Right.
Not really one of my favorites off this album, but
Mm-hmm.
just hearing Finesse ripping on the mic and shit like that, that early Finesse. Definitely
Right.
did his thing on that. That also features AG2. You
Yeah.
know, AG, young and hungry AG, man. He
Mhm.
was
Yeah.
hungry around the runaway slave era.
Right.
I mean, even the shit he was dropping on stunts, blunts, and hip hop was
Right.
classic. So yeah, man, very very dope shit.
Yeah, that AG definitely is a underrated MC, still underrated, and even at that age, at a young age, you could tell like he was still hungry, you know.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, it definitely had a nice beat. I like the bass line on it. Finesse saying, "I'm the rap senator. Take about 10 of you. The best MC on the southeast perimeter." Fire joint. AG did his thing as well. Definitely a dope track.
yes sir, very dope track indeed. Um, then we're gonna get to Here I Come. Very a nice track right here. One of my favorites off this album. You know, it definitely has like more. That beat was another like head nodding beat and whatnot. Diamond D again with the fucking
Mm.
production, just always outdoing himself. Always have that soulful groove to him. I fuck with it.
I love that Dilla T.
Oh, appreciate it.
That's
It's
dope.
pretty much yeah. That's like the Looney Tunes with the 3D
Right.
highlights and artwork.
Oh wow, I like that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, here I come. Nice beat, nice samples. Finesse again saying the rap professional, so intellectual. Go against me and I'll get the best of you. So another solid cut. I like the horns on it as well. Really dope track.
Yeah, very dope track again. Now, Slave to My Sound Wave. Oh my god. That's another ill track right there.
Hmm.
Um very, 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 very Mike Smooth oriented. Like he definitely wanted to have the beat like this and stuff like that. So yeah, very, very, very hot track right here.
Yeah, really dope beat. Nice bass line on this one. Finesse saying, I'm teaching the masses. Join for the classes. You're blind to the truth, so I'm gonna get you some glasses. And like, it's just lines like that that I feel like Finesse was severely underrated as an MC as well. And with every track on here, there's something that you can quote from him, and I think like this was like one of the best tracks that he did lyrically.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. After Slave to My Sound System, you're gonna get into I Keep the Crowd Listening. Um, it's kind of crazy too because Lord Finesse he said that with this particular track he was influenced by Rakim,
Right.
and it's kind of interesting too because Rakim had a song with Eric B called "Keep 'Em Eager to Listen"
Hmm.
too. So yeah, I just find that was kind of ironic, and ironically, this is also DJ Premier's favorite track off this album.
Right.
You know, this definitely has a very dope track. Dragon Dope Show, you know, Lord Finesse definitely doing this thing with like the internal rhyming
Right.
and whatnot too. Yeah, very hot joint. I can definitely see where the Rakim influence comes from. You know,
Hmm. Yeah, it was a nice solid track. Nice beat. The hi hats on here. The bass line was dope. Finesse saying at a show, I try to maintain discipline. I keep you moving, but also listening. So yeah, it was a nice track. Nothing real that stood out, but it was cool.
right? After that, we're gonna get into Bad Mother. Pretty much everyone knows that James Brown sample
Right.
that was used and stuff like that. I feel like Ice T used that sample the best with "You Played Yourself."
Right.
Very dope track off one of my all-time favorite Ice T albums, Iceberg,
Hmm.
which is an album I was actually thinking about re-reviewing at some point.
Right. Dope.
So yeah, um, it's okay. Like I said, I felt like the storytelling got more better with the Return of the Funky Man album. But I just felt like it was more okay,
Right.
not really anything special.
And Nas sampled this for Get Down as well from Godson.
Yes, love that track.
Yeah, that was dope. I love the way that Finesse used the sample on here. That was funky, real soulful, nice ode to James Brown. And Finesse saying, I'm not a legend, I'm real and actual. Bop my rhymes, I get mad and come after you. So he has some dope lines on here. Definitely one of my favorites on this album.
Yeah, very very dope track indeed. Um, Next track we got is Keep It Flowing. Keep It Flowing, Keep It Flowing. To me, I feel like this is another song where AG pretty much stole the show.
Yes.
Again, like another young, hungry AG and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Very, very dope track. Love it. Definitely one of my all-time favorite tracks off this album.
Really nice beat on here. I love the funky groove to it. And AG and Finesse, they definitely killed it. And AG said, not from the old school, nor from the new one. Do run, run, smooth son, I'm the smooth one. And Finesse says, I preach and teach, just like the man Farrakhan. Get so much run on the mic, call this a marathon. Fire lines. Definitely, I would like to see a video for this. This is definitely a solid track on here.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that. Next track we got is "Lesson to Be Taught," produced by DJ Premier. In my opinion, my favorite track off this album.
Right.
It uses the moment sample. Everyone knows that sample. The firm used that too. Uh, what's that song called? What's that? Does I think it's called Firm Fiasco. You know,
Okay.
off that trashy ass album that you love and shit.
And they say it was a classic, but I
I
like that
know,
better than China Doll. I'm just saying.
I know. That's like one of
We
the few
yo we
tracks.
we got yo we talked about doing an album battle. We got to do that.
Oh yeah, this I didn't forget about it. I didn't
Yeah,
forget.
that's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, like I said, like that's like one of the few tracks I like from the firm. But back to the lesson to be taught.
Right.
Um, ironically, I was reading and I don't even know why I didn't show y'all this, but
Hmm.
I got the information off the check the technique too.
Oh, nice.
Broke down all the tracks off this album and shit.
Wow.
Yeah. And so they said that they were influenced by Big Daddy Kane with this
Hmm.
track too. Just by the because you know Kane was known for like those slow, laid back beats and
Right.
just the way Finesse was rhyming. He
Yeah.
kind of like had a Kane tone towards it and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
even the beat by Primo, it was like I said, it kind of had like a gangster. I can see Guru on the beat,
Yeah.
ironically too.
Same.
Like even the title "Lesson to Be Taught," I can see
Right.
Guru spitting some shit. Like
Oh yeah.
if Guru was on this song too, oh my god,
Yeah.
that
Like a
would have been
remix.
good. But a boy can dream. So pretty much, he's just over here teaching the children, a lesson and stuff like that. I love the line where he says, "But they don't stand tough when in handcuffs. So understand and comprehend and see, kid. You don't want to take a fall like he did, or she did, or they did, or others did. You know, nothing really impressive and stuff like that. But at the
Right.
same time, just it has like a slick Rick feel to it. And that's another thing too. It kind of has a slick Rick feel to it too. Like a
Right.
children's
Yeah.
story feel. So
Yes. Like the same way Slick Rick was kicking some facts on like K Young World. I
yes,
felt like
ooh,
Finesse was doing that on this and on this on track, and it showed his versatility, not to just be a rhyme spitter, but he could kick like some social commentary as well.
yes sir.
And the beat was definitely, it had that gangstar feel. It was real melodic, but still hard at the same time. Nice beat, nice bass line, and Finesse saying, so finish up school and pass the scholar quiz and show your children what the value of a dollar is. Very dope lines. Again, this could have been a video, a single for this joint.
Yes, this could have been. I can definitely see this as a single, like him, like in this, like a school hallway or some shit.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, man. Then we're gonna get into just a little something. This is a one. It was all right. It wasn't really one of my favorites to keep the book with you.
Right. Yeah, it was cool. You got Finesse saying, "Don't roll up. I got the mic sewn up, cause I'm a grown up. Me sound whack. Wait up. Hold up." Had some nice lines. Nice little beat. Yeah.
Yeah, which also brings us to strictly for the ladies. Very, very, very cool song. Again, not one of my favorites, but like I said, typical. ladies track, and that's another thing about even when it comes to the next album. He was
Right.
always girl hungry and shit.
hmm I
Um,
think go ahead, go my bad.
I was just gonna say, and it's crazy because like not a lot of people know that Primo produced this beat too,
Right.
according to Lil Finesse, because it don't really sound like that typical Primo beat at that time and shit.
I think Finesse was at his best when he was like doing the joints about the women and getting with them and then playing them, dogging them out.
Yeah,
Like it's almost like it's almost like like I don't want to say LL, but he was like more street than L when it
yeah,
came to the women. Like he wasn't trying to do no hey lover joint, but he be like, yo, I'm bringing them back to the crib. I'm gonna screw them and then kick them out at 5 a.m. And like these like songs like this from him, I think he was at his best. And it had like I like the pianos on it, and it was like a dope boom bap track, nice beat, scratching, finesse saying most try to step to me, then get upset with me because I read them up and down like mental telepathy. Now I
Sheesh.
settle down, but not necessarily with the girl who wants me for a Cherokee. So just a dope song, and like I said, like I think he's at his best when he's like dogging the women out on this.
Mm. Yeah, I agree with you on that, and like some of the best rhymes, some of his best songs was like when he was doing that shit, especially on those feature albums and shit too. Because if it
Right.
was like some any other MC that kept talking about females
hmm
constantly in their music and stuff like that, I would be like, okay, nigga, get your
Right.
see. But with Finesse, it's like he just has that street masculine tone towards him and shit like that, which I can fuck with.
Right.
It's up. Hell, even
Yeah.
Big L too, who
Yeah, Big L was ruthless with it though. He was savage.
and that's what I love and shit. That's
Yeah.
what I fucking love.
Mhm.
Just like that different shit because a lot of MCs like they will always have to have that mushy like they would just take the LL formula
Right.
when it comes to I need love and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
y'all were talking mad shit about LL, but it's crazy. But that's another story.
LL was a ladies man. He wanted to boot him up, whereas Finesse and Big L, they just wanted to get some skins and then they would just kick them out.
Right?
You know.
Shit. But yeah, we all said what we had to say about Strictly for the
Yeah.
Ladies.
Yeah.
All right, and the last track is Track the Movement. Very dope beat. I love that drum beat that Primo was using and stuff like that. Very
Yeah.
hot beat and stuff. So
Mhm.
yeah, man, I kind of like that song just for that beat. To keep it a bust with you.
Right. Yeah. It was a dope track, and it like the beat takes a sudden shift, and then you got like that saxophone loop, and it's a smooth melody and the nice pianos on it. Very
Yeah,
dope track to end the album.
yes, sir. Overall, this is a very solid album. Like I said before, you can tell like they were all trying to find like their sound.
Right.
You could tell they were all trying to like try different things and whatnot.
Mhm.
It's definitely like a very typical album for the early '90s James Brown samples.
Right.
Braggadocio rhymes. And I'm not saying it like as a bad thing and stuff like that. I love that shit too.
Mhm.
But I know when people love Lord Finesse, they kind of lean more into the Awakening album. Occasionally you will have Return of the Funky, which I'm gonna talk more about that. But
Right.
I felt like this album can get slightly slept on sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, it's not like my favorite Lord Finesse album. At the same time, it's an album that I feel like people need to listen to. All my hip hop heads,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5.
Mhm.
Definitely a very very dope album. Legendary shit.
I definitely agree. I think this is like for the true hip hop heads, for the people that love boom bap. It's early boom bap in its purest form, and you got like a precursor of how primo production was at that time, and finesse and how he was on the mic at that time, and I feel like albums like this like shaped these artists into who they are now. So we can appreciate them more when we go back and we listen to albums like this and be like, oh well, damn, that was early primo, and we see the elevation from this album to like albums like Hard to Earn and Moment of Truth, and stuff he did for Group Home and J. Rule. So I definitely think it's a hip hop head album. So like the hip hop heads will appreciate it. I'll give it a solid four.
Oh yeah, it's a very solid album. Now we're gonna get into the legendary Return of the Funky Man. To me, a much better album.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like in a bad way, but like a much. He found his style with this one.
Mm-hmm.
So the story with this album, from what I looked up, was that in 1991 he kind of split, from DJ Mike Smooth and Wild Pitch Records.
Right.
I want to say Wild Pitch was not paying, either they were not paying him right, or he just found a better deal with like Warner Brothers, because that's where Ice T, the DJ Aladdin and whatnot was there,
Right.
and he wanted to, of course, produce his own beats. He
Mm-hmm.
wanted to produce his own beats, and this was really like the first album where he produced his own shit
Right.
and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And so it was also around this time too that, of course, he put on like Big L and whatnot to, invite him over to the Yes You May remix, which we're going to talk about that.
Right.
So let me see what else. But yeah, when Turn of the Funky Man, that was released in 1992. Hold on, let me get rid of this fucking picture right here. That was released in 1992 on
Mm-hmm.
Warner Brothers Records, which was giant under Reprise. Singles I want to say was like Return of the Funky Man and Party Over Here. Um, Producers include Lord Finesse Executive, Showbiz, Diamond D, DJ Aladdin, Petawan on Sledge the Rough Edge. Guest appearances, you have Showbiz and AG, Percy P, Harry O, um, which I want to say that you guys, if y'all know about Death Row Records, y'all should know about Harry O.
Right.
Um, and those are all the guest appearances on this album. So yeah, man, this is the album cover right here. Lord Finesse finally at Independence and whatnot. Hold on, let me put up. I didn't have it up. Give me 1 second. That's a rappers. Yeah, rappers back in those days, they used to love putting the hood on themselves. Looking all serious on the fucking mic.
That's hip hop, man. The hoodie.
Ain't no smiling over here.
You know.
Now rappers want to smile like
Right.
every rapper. He smile like
Mm. What happened, man?
for real. Like I don't know, man. Niggas be having trying to have still rocking grills and shit like that, like it's 2005.
Mind stones and shit.
Putting fucking diamonds on their forehead. Anyway, yeah, this album has about 16 tracks. The first song is like the Lord Finesse intro. It just has Lord Finesse and Showbiz producing. Very dope beat. I love how smooth that beat was and stuff like that. Very different from like the earlier rough around the edges, funky technician album. Very
Right.
different.
Hmm.
So yeah, man, already good things.
Yeah, the very dope instrumental. Like that track, the beat was dope. Great way to start the album off.
Yeah, I agree. Track number two, Return of the Funky Man. Love this track right here. Um, Showbiz produced this track right here. Excuse me. Yeah, Lord Finesse definitely did his thing on this one. Just reintroducing himself, beats more funkier, everything like that. Just doing him. Just showing the world what he can do. That's all I can say.
Yeah, man. The horns on this was dope. The beat by Showbiz. Yeah, I think like on this album like Finesse stepped up his punchlines on this. He says so hand over the mic cause it's my turn. The brother with the fade, half moon and long sideburns. Can it? I'll steal your show like a bandit. I get paid while you're broke like mass transit. Fire, fire joint. Love that track.
Yes, sir. Leading us into I Like My Girls with a Boom. Love this track. Lord Finesse produces one. I love the intro. Look at Shorty, she's not my type. Finesse, yeah, baby. Oh, it's like that. I love that intro. Um, his punchlines was what really drew me my attention with this track. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna let you know for girls that need a head start to lose some fat, a few pounds, and some stretch marks. I want a female that has a mind on track that still looks good with the makeup or contacts.
Hmm.
Yeah, those lines will not fly by these days and shit like that.
Right.
But so yeah, very very dope track. Love this. I love the beat too. So yeah,
Yeah, like again, like I like finesse just letting the women know, like he wasn't bullshitting. He knew what he wanted and what he didn't want from a female, and he was just savage with it. And he let them know, like, yo, like this is what I expect out of my female. I don't want you looking like this. If you're looking like this, I gotta kick you to the curb. Definitely a dope beat. Love the guitar loop on here. Finesse saying whether you're a virgin or the average whore hopper, I'll take them all, even females with the door knockers. Cause I don't want no girl with a billow face or the type that leave Jericho juice on my pillowcase. Fire, fire the joint. Those are lines that I love. I love to hear witty lines like that, and it's thought provoking, and at the same time, it's very real. You know, a lot of men do feel that way about the women that they are attracted to. So, I definitely love this joint.
yeah, I love this joint too. Like I said, I love the beat. I mean, Finesse definitely was on some A game shit with this shit right here. So
Yeah.
now, yes, you may featuring Percy P and AG. Very dope track.
Hmm.
Um, man, I don't even know which version I like the most. To keep it a buck with you,
Right.
because I felt like with this track right here, Percy P definitely ate this song up. But then with the remix, I felt like Big L ate it more. I mean,
Right.
Jesus Christ. I mean, God damn. So yeah, Percy P. For those who don't know who Percy P is, he's an underground legend in hip hop. Definitely, from the Bronx, stuff like that. Definitely appeared on a lot of stuff for DITC.
Hmm.
He did some shit with Cool Key. He only dropped one album back in '07, the Perseverance album, which I've heard that album a while back ago. That was all right. It was all right.
Right.
Because he was supposed to have dropped some shit way back, but
Yeah.
I guess, label politics and shit like that too. Yeah, man. Percy P definitely very sharp lyricist. I love the line where he says, I'm a recipe, this the P in your history. Percy P's the man to praise. For days after a phrase is said, I'll leave your head phase. No one can surpass the P. Get on before or after me. I mean, very, very dope line right there. Love that shit.
Right.
And then when we get into the remix with Big L, the beat was like a lot more darker
Hmm.
and stuff like that. L pretty much ate that track too. Recipes to Big L. Like, that's known
Yeah.
as like funk flow mix.
Right.
I'm just gonna read one line from the remix. Was when Big L said, "Fuck on me." A lot of niggas was sporting shades. I grabbed the microphone and scar jerks. Niggas running up, put me on. What the fuck is this Star Search? I mean, dope punchlines and shit like that.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
man. Legendary remix, legendary track. Oh, and Percy P got a hip hop quotable for the original version too. Just to let you know.
Dope. Yeah, yes you may. That definitely a dope beat, nice guitars loop on here. AG to me killed it. And he said, I got so much talent, I get hype when I write, and I might even get violent. I seek and dismantle. You might be nice with the mic, but are you nice with your hands too? Fire. That's vintage AG, even at that point in his career, and yeah, that's just a dope joint, man. I loved it.
Yeah, very dope joy indeed. Um, Track number 5, Hey Look at Shorty and shit like that. A very, very dope joint. To me, this was kind of like the sequel to Bad Mother,
Right.
but with this one, he's reminiscing about his early days, being a rapper and
Mm,
how he used to like battle MCs like back in high school and shit like that. So I kind of prefer this one over Bad Mothers. So yeah,
right.
man, very, very, very hot joint.
Yeah, he rapped about like I like the how it started off with the old men talking and reminiscing
Yeah,
about back in the day, and Finesse was just basically rhyming about like how people disrespected his skills and they didn't take him seriously on the mic, and he had to show them, and he said so I was far from a wannabe, even though pioneers used to front on me, and that basically sums up the whole song and what he was talking about.
right. Very, very, very dope track. I love that beat too. Like that
Yeah,
beat is ill.
definitely.
Um, then we're gonna get into Praise the Lord. Very dope track. Diamond D produces beat. This was just basically another braggadocio track. Um, Pretty much very dope. I love the way he was flowing on this one.
Right.
I love the line where he said, "I make crazy people whenever I kick the flavor. A track or ragged shit gets dramatic. Suckers had it, bitch and clean like static. I'm a brother that people want to see more."
Mm.
Like very, very hot joint. Love it. Classic shit. One of my favorites off this album.
Dope beat, nice bass line. My favorite line is when he says, I get hyped and I live on the party tip. I kick more ass than a star of a karate flick. This I love lines like that from Finesse, man. It's classic.
Yeah, man, classic shit, man.
Yeah.
Very nasty with the. Like, now I see what Big L gets it, low key.
Yeah, for sure.
See where Big L gets it. Like, come on.
Hmm. He just took it up a whole different level from Finesse.
Right. Then we're gonna get into save that shit. Um, this track was okay. It's pretty much Biz Marquis the Vapors, but with like more about the females, if that makes
Right,
sense.
right.
Very, very hot joint, right? I mean, not hot joint, but very okay joint, very solid. Um, I don't know. I just felt like this song after like the Yes You May and the Praise the
Mm,
Lord, I just felt like
right,
it was kind of like a step down, but it
right.
is what it is. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, and like again, it's like Finesse going at the females and letting them know like yo, like y'all wasn't trying to check for me when I didn't have no dough. Now that I'm pushing a nice little whip and making some money, now you coming around. So he's like, save that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like the beat and the scratching on here. And he's saying, the females that be fronting and jiving don't want to see a brother till you're paid and driving. I knew another girl who used to walk all proud, could never say hi. She had her head in the cloud. I used to see her every day out the week. I thought she was mute because the whole would never speak. So
shit,
I just like lines like that, like just letting them know like don't try to come around now because he wasn't feeling me from the beginning.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, very dope joint. Um, Track number 8, Show 'em How We Do Things. Ironically, DJ Aladdin and SLJ made this beat and the previous beat too. I kind of prefer this beat better. There's like a lot more head nodding and shit like that. But this one, it's like a posse cut between Harry O and Shell Rumble.
right,
I always thought Lord Finesse did his thing on it. I feel like he should have just kept it for himself to keep it a buck with you.
right.
The other guys they did their thing, but it wasn't like really memorable to me.
Yeah,
So yeah. But I love the shout out he gave, to Jazzy J, because if you guys should know, Jazzy J and Diamond D, I think they were in a group together originally. I think it was called like the Ultimate Force or some shit like that too.
right.
So, yeah, man. Okay, this is a decent joint.
Yeah, Lord Finesse to me had the best verse on this track easily. The rest of them were irrelevant. It sounded like the whole track sounded like a freestyle. It sounded like they were freestyling. But I like the beat. The horns was dope, and Finesse saying you can't hang. You still in the slow poke zone. You're helpless like a patient in the old folks home. So keep up with my further adventures. I got it going on till I'm old with dentures. Fire lines from Finesse. He killed it. That it was too easy.
Exactly. Like I said, he could have just kept it to for
Yeah,
himself.
to
I mean, I
himself. Yeah.
respect that he had to give his friend some shine though, but still,
Right.
sometimes you just got no one to let go.
Yep.
Um, Then we're gonna get to track number nine. Isn't he something? Again, another braggadocio track right here. Probably my favorite track off this album, just for the way he was rhyming and just that beat too.
Hmm.
Um, no surprise, Diamond D made the beat.
Right.
Um, there was one line he said that was kind of ill and shit. When he was all like, "I was into rap before they could form a sentence. I'm finally getting mine after coming up the far way. So nowadays I just lounge and parlay. I'm hip to music, whether jazz or country, so I'm the type to make anything sound funky."
Right.
And that's pretty much true. That's what the whole DITC really was about. Making shit funky
Hmm.
and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
very, very dope joint. I love this joint. Classic. This could have even been a single too.
Right. Yeah, it was definitely it was real up tempo, more of a faster side for Finesse. I like the beat, the scratching on here. Finesse saying, "Forget striking out. I'm hitting grand slams, taking opponents off the stage like the Sandman." Fire lines from Finesse. Something different. It had a different change of pace with a couple of these songs like that. It was like more up tempo tracks.
Right. Um. After isn't he something? We're gonna get for Fat for the '90s. Um. Again, AG and Lord Finesse doing their thing. You know, Back in the '90s, a lot of people use fat. Just to talk about your pockets being fat
Right.
and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, like very hot joint. Lord Finesse did his thing with the beat. AG to me had the best verse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like he said, "Cause you're wet and I still haven't bust a sweat. I'm a fat cat, you're just a kitten, leaving chumps in the slump because the punks ain't hitting. Your low budget and my skills are so rugged. Like, oh my god, you were just
Crazy.
on one like around that time and stuff like that. So, very, very, very dope joint right there.
Yes, this was dope. One of my favorites on here. I love the dark piano chords on here, the beat, the bass line, the scratching. This also was sampled by Funk Dubious for their first album, Which Doobie You Be.
Oh wow,
Muggs. I forgot the track, but Muggs sampled the 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 melody for their album, and Finesse killed it. Like he said, whether foreign or American, I come better than any specialist or any rap veteran. So when you hear me, don't compare me to all the rest. They might be going, but they ain't fucking with Lord Finesse. Fire. One of my favorites on here. Solid track.
yeah, very, very solid track. Um, After that track right there, we're gonna get into "Stop Sweating the Next Man." Pretty cool track. This is like one of those the conceptual tracks on this album
Right.
where he's talking about how motherfuckers are jealous of you, how motherfuckers are jealous and stuff like that, and they'll do anything to watch you disrupt your shine. But at the end of the day, you just worry about yourself
Right.
and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You're not even worried about the next man. So that's one thing I got from that track.
It's basically like him saying like that's if that's your people's like stop being a yes man, stop worrying about your man and do your own thing, you know, because like your man is shining, but where you at? Like you not shining with your man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like,
So I loved the message that he brought to the track, and the track was also I love the rolling drums. The rolling drums, you know that a lot of people sample that. Grand Pooh would sample that for Real to Real. He used those same drum patterns on that track. The sample also brand new being used that for Punks Jump Up to Get Beat Down.
yes.
Classic track. Love that. That's the dope song. And Finesse saying y'all getting played like Nintendo. He's not showing y'all how to get large like him though. So that basically sums up the whole song, and I thought it was a dope track.
Yeah. Even Madonna used that sample for "I'd Rather Be Your Lover" too.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. But it was sped up though.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Bedtime stories. Yeah,
Yeah, man. Bedtime stories
classic.
next month, man. Next month.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Track number 12, "Funky on the Fast Tip." Um, Self-explanatory. It's pretty much like him rhyming fast. That's the best way to put it.
Right.
and shit like that. Because ironically, track 13 is called "That's How Smooth I Am," which is in minor slow, but
Right.
I like the way how he did that shit, so
Hmm.
I fuck with it.
Yeah, it was like two in contrast, two different tracks. It was okay. It's not one of my favorites on here, but again, it was like a different change of pace for finesse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get into "That's How Smooth I Am." Again, another track, where he was just rapping slow. Kind of has a Big Daddy Kane feel to it. I don't know if it was just me and shit like that. Imagine Diamond D and Kane on a track together. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would have been dope.
For real. So very, very dope. And the beat has like a very futuristic, spacey
Hmm.
feel to it too. So
Right.
that's the one thing I definitely loved about that beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's how smooth I am. Diamond D, I mean, the guy's a legend right there.
Definitely. I love the track. Real smooth, nice beat. I believe Diamond. I want to say Diamond sampled the "Eat 'Em Up" L track from "Mom Said Knock You Out,"
Yes, he did.
and that was a great track as well. And finesse saying, to the women, I got this so far, so I know I'm gonna hit it soon. When you come to my house, leave your panties in the living room. Fire, like, could you get away telling a female that if she come to your crib now? Like, unless she's like really like down to do it, I don't think you could get away with saying that to a female, and she just gonna like take off her clothes for you. So,
Hell
like, you
no.
was just savage with it.
Hell no, nigga. Females be too safe these days and shit. All right. Track number 14, Party Over Here. This is like my least favorite track off this album. I gotta be real with you.
Right.
I just felt
Yeah.
like it
Hmm.
was like the obligatory party track and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't even fit the album to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't care for it. I don't see finesse as a a, a party starter in that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he can start the party in a different way, like by like with a rhyme battle, but not like you know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah.
wasn't. I don't think that was him. That's more for like kid and play. You know?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Shit. Next track is called "Fuck 'Em."
Right.
That's another solid track right there.
Yeah.
Just pretty much saying "fuck you" to all the haters, all the motherfuckers talking shit. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So yeah, that's pretty much what I got from that. Pretty solid beat from Diamond D. So yeah,
Right. Yeah. This was a dope track. I like the sample from the Big Daddy Kane and No Half Stepping. Nice horns, bass line, real smooth track. Finesse saying, "Lord Finesse is what I paid the cost to be." Back in the days, brothers used to step off on me. A really dope joint. And he's basically telling people, like, fuck y'all. Again, y'all didn't believe in my skills and my talent. I'm about to show y'all. I'm gonna blow up. And I definitely enjoyed this track.
yeah, very solid track indeed. And the last track off this album, "Kicking Flavor with My Man" featuring Percy P. Pretty cool track, pretty solid track. Percy P definitely doing his thing again on this track. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, I like it.
Yeah, this was it had like a rock guitar type of loop. Nice beat, bassline. Percy P did his thing. Finesse saying I get ahs and oohs, not boos, cause I'm real smooth. Fucking with finesse is a wrong career move. I be taking crews without breaking rules. You know damn well I don't have no time to be faking moves. Fire joint. Great way to end this album.
Yeah, very dope way to end the album. All right, and that's all the tracks off of Turn the Funky Man. Overall, this is a very dope album. It's a classic album, in my opinion. Lord Finesse definitely proved to everyone, hey, I'm here. I'm
Right.
here doing my thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is me. This is who I am and shit like that. I felt like he stepped his pen game up with this album.
Facts.
I feel like he stepped his production. Well,
Yeah.
for first time producing, I feel like he definitely did a solid job. So yeah, very very dope album.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this album possibly like I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. feel like it was a very, very, very solid album
Right.
and must have in your collection. All my DITC fans should know about this album.
Facts. I definitely enjoyed this album a little bit more than um Funky Technician. I think Finesse stepped his ball game up on here. Like the production was better, the songs was better. And just it was basically like an album of like telling dudes like yo like don't fuck with me now because y'all wasn't fucking with me from the beginning, and you know telling shorties like yo like this is what I want out of my female. If you're not with it, get lost. And I loved it. I think it was braggadocio at times, and definitely a classic album. 5 mics for me.
Yes, sir. And that's all the time we have for Lord Finesse. Um, I'm definitely gonna stay on air for about a good 15 minutes and shit.
Yeah. Where's the chat? The chat is dead.
Yeah, that's what
What's
I'm
good with
looking.
the chat?
Shit, I know y'all not sleeping and shit.
I wanted to say something about who was this? I think it was Zion. Zion said something about what did y'all think about Prodigy talking about Jay-Z saying he was part of the Illuminati before he passed? Well, I mean, we been knew Jay-Z was a part of the Illuminati. I mean, he had like a big ass medallion that he was rocking when was it the Magna Carta came out,
Yeah,
and he basically like people were saying on the internet that yo he that's the Illuminati symbol around his neck, and Carmelo Anthony had a little version of that same chain, and they were saying he's a part of the Illuminati. So that's nothing new.
yeah, man. All this Illuminati shit. I don't
Yeah.
even.
I think have you ever seen that interview that Nori did with Vlad talking about it like in detail? Like he talking about like there was like there's like three different doors and you have to make that choice. If you want to be famous, you go to door number one, or if you want to be underground, you go to door number three. You know what I'm saying? Like Nori broke it down compared to anybody else I ever heard talk about it.
No, I haven't seen that movie.
You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying? That was like from I gotta find that interview. That's from years ago. But he broke it down, and I mean if that stuff is really true and is going on, then you can see why there's certain people that's superstars, and certain people that's not in the limelight like that.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And we know that goes on. So that's nothing new. I think Prodigy and Tupac brought that to light. More in mainstream America.
Yeah, I definitely see your point on that one.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch Judas and the Black Messiah either tonight or tomorrow.
Same.
Definitely got to see that film. I heard too much good things about it.
Speaking of that actor, Lakeith, I actually saw Sorry to Bother You for the first time this morning.
Was that good?
I love that movie.
I gotta
It,
check
it,
that out.
it's very. It gets very trippy, like
Mhm.
towards the second half of the movie and shit.
What wasn't it? What is it about? I remember seeing the trailer. Wasn't he like something happened at his work or something?
Okay, so pretty much he's trying to get a job, so he's like a telemarketer.
Mm.
But at the same time, he ends up being like one of the power ups, like one of the people like in charge of the company and stuff like that. Because he just works his way up.
Right.
But then there's like a deeper meaning behind that. Like there's like how can I explain it? It's like they have like their own in a plan, like pretty much like for a world takeover.
Right.
And so the guy, Lakeitha's character and stuff like that, he's pretty much like trying to go inside to find out what's really happening. But at the end of the day, he ends out people call him a sellout. It's kind of hard to explain
Right.
because the second half kind of gets a little trippy and confusing and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
yeah, man, it's a very good movie and stuff. I'm surprised I have not watched it when it first came out.
It sounds like Bamboozled. No.
Mm, to an extent,
Okay.
yeah, man.
Hector said, "Y'all remember the College Boys, Victim of the Ghetto?" I remember the College Boys, cause I want to say the leader of that group, he ended up becoming an actor, the black dude. and he was in the 40-year-old virgin. I forgot his name, but he's an actor though. But I remember them. I remember seeing that video they had out like back in the 90s.
I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. To be honest with you.
They didn't last long. I think they only had like one album, but the guy from the group ended up becoming an actor. If you ever saw the 40-year-old virgin, the black dude with the bald head,
Oh, I know that actually
yeah,
Ronaldo was
he
from.
was from that. He was from that group.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. College Boy. It sounds like a one hit wonder group.
Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya. He's in Judas and the Black Messiah. Um,
Dope
which
actor.
J which Jay Z songs is underrated to you?
Another Jay Z question.
A lot.
Though Meet the Parents. No, 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 not Meet the Parents. Where Have You Been from Dynasty?
Oh, I love that.
No one talks about that one.
Yes, about his pops and that was a serious song from Jay that we don't really hear from him.
I agree.
You know, um, underrated Jay Z song. Somehow, some way, I always felt like he needed to do a video for that song with Scarface and with Beanie Sigel was on that.
Yeah.
I love that song. That definitely is an underrated collab.
Yeah, man. That whole like Dynasty album. I can't believe I slept on the album for years and shit.
Great album.
To me, I don't care. That album's a classic to me. I don't care what no one
Yeah,
says.
I agree. I agree.
Like
Um,
Jay had more than like three. I would say Dynasty was a classic.
yeah,
I would say Volume Two is like an arguable classic. You know,
I don't like Volume Two.
Volume Two, Hard Knock Life.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my bad. I thought you were talking about Blueprint Two.
Oh,
My
I
bad.
was about to say,
Oh yes, Volume Two is a favorite of mine, definitely.
yeah. Volume One, I don't care. That's like a near classic. I
Yeah,
was like, that's a near
underrated.
underrated. Um, American Gangster. You know how I feel about that album. That album was
Yes,
cold as fuck.
Threat definitely another underrated
Ooh.
joint.
Yeah, man. But
Um, yes, I have heard the Screwball album, underrated group. Black Poet came from that group, and definitely that those two albums they had were fire.
I never heard those albums.
Yeah, they were
I
dope.
mean,
Like they had like if you love like the Queensbridge sound, like they reminded me of like a CNN and Onyx type of fusion group, but they were great. They I definitely no, not too many people speak about Screwball.
yeah, I know they have a following on the internet too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, screwball, screwball, screw. What the fuck?
Um the movie Takers, I didn't care for Takers.
Oh,
I
but
remember that film.
that movie was just that was like a dollar store movie right there.
Stomp the Yard, another movie I didn't care for.
Trash.
You're
That
just
movie
naming
was,
all the shitty movies, Ronnie.
but I hate step movies so fucking much. Oh
Yeah,
my god, I hate step movies.
because they had so many of them.
And it was always the same fucking
The
plot.
same thing, yeah.
Boy wants to step. Teen
Right.
doesn't believe the boy can step. The boy surprises the teen that he can step. The leader feels like the boy has something, but he doesn't want to show it. Boy falls in love with the girl. Girls like they need you stepping. The
What?
rival team gets mad.
Mm-hmm.
The leader has a deeper meaning. Parent died. All of a sudden, someone gets shot. All of a sudden, boy and girl breaks up. Boy's like, I dance because I live. You know,
Right.
all that same bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
What was the one with Marion and Marquis Houston?
Oh, you got served.
You Got Served. That was another one. I
That
didn't
was the
care for.
worst one. I hated that movie.
Did not care for that movie. Drumline, like all of those movies is right in that same category.
Drumline, that grew on me a little bit. A little
You
bit.
like Drumline?
I don't like it. I can tolerate it
And
now.
the other film, the film with Channing Tatum. What's the one that he was dancing in it too?
I don't fuck with
I
Shannon.
forgot the name of that one. They had like a couple of those sequels for that film.
I'm surprised that nigga still has a career. No, because he always plays a pretty boy, white boy. I'm tired of shit.
Right. But I think he can act. He just picked some bad movie roles though.
Because he
You
picks
know.
them based off his fucking looks.
Step Up, yeah. Step Up. They had like at least I want to say there's at least 4 or 5 sequels of Step Up.
Oh my god, there was like a whole straight to DVD sequel.
Yeah, right. And same thing with
Yeah,
Honey. With after Jessica Alba left Honey, they still were making sequels. They made one with Christina Milian.
man. Didn't
Uh,
didn't Aaliyah's death teach y'all, man? That they should just left that shit alone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Trash.
I'm sorry. Rest in peace to Aaliyah, but come on, that movie should have died when
Yeah,
Aaliyah died. I'm sorry.
I agree. I agree.
Oh shit.
What Aaliyah was in Honey?
She was originally supposed to have been in Honey.
Oh, and then she passed away, and they put Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Like she was originally supposed to have been in the new Sparkle movie too, but then
Right.
Julia Sparks came.
Wow, that's crazy.
But at least the
Um,
Sparkle movie was good.
huh?
Better than the original.
Which one?
The one with Jordan Sparks and the late great Whitney Houston.
What movie we talking about?
Sparkle.
Oh, Sparkle. Okay, yeah,
Yeah. Because the original version sucked.
yeah. Right. Um, Sam said, "Do you like When We Almost Died?" That was a good film.
I
I
love
enjoy,
that one.
that
Classic.
was a good film. Yeah, probably her best movie role. Aaliyah.
Yes, sir. I didn't
Um,
Queen of the
mhm.
Damned. I didn't care for that one too much.
See, and I actually have Queen of the Dam on DVD. I went to see that when it came out because I was a big Aaliyah fan. That was like her first movie after she passed away. I thought it was good. It's not great. I still feel like Interview with the Vampire is the better movie because it was considered a sequel to Interview with the Vampire. But I think if she was alive, it would have been a lot better because I believe that they had to get her brother to finish the voiceovers for her.
Which was that was the weird part too.
Yeah, because like she didn't finish the voiceovers.
Yeah, man.
But I still like it, but it's not a classic film.
Aaliyah was looking good in that movie, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, as Akasha, yeah, she was sexy in that.
Yeah.
Um,
And the crazy thing is, like, I always thought Aaliyah was pretty, but I never thought she was like sexy. If that makes sense.
right. And I remember when after she died and that movie came out, like the stuff people were saying on the internet, like, oh well, this is why she died because she was playing a evil vampire from hell, and you know what I'm saying? It was just crazy.
Speaking of that, have you ever seen that Mary J. Blige interview
Hmm.
where she described Aaliyah's death as a murder or some shit like that?
Nah, I never saw that. When was that?
It was like back in 2000. I think it was like she did it in 106 in Park or some shit.
Hmm.
She was like, oh, I felt like it was like a side of Mary you rarely see
Wow.
before.
So
But
they
a lot of
she,
people
she
say, oh,
mm,
how Aaliyah's death was like this and that and shit like that. But if I see the interview, I'll send it to you.
yeah. So she thought Aaliyah. Well, I heard that like there was like rumors of like foul play
Yeah,
involved
'cause
or
that
whatever.
pilot
Yeah.
was all fucked up and shit.
Right. That's
Now that,
crazy.
ironically, that's what's going on with Kobe Bryant right now and shit.
Right. But is it foul play or is it just they saying like the pilot was disoriented in the air
For which one, Aaliyah or Kobe?
for Kobe?
See, I heard different thing. I heard it was
Mm.
foul play. I heard it was disoriented. Something is not right. Something's not sitting right
Cause
with it.
they were saying like the pilot where he thought he was like the speed of the copter he thought he was ascending when he was really descending, cause he got caught up in the fog and the fog disoriented him. I'm
Yeah,
like, can fog really do that? It can disorient you to the point where it's playing tricks on your mind.
I guess so. I mean,
Right,
I don't know too much about being a pilot, so
right. It's crazy, man.
um,
Um, like Ronnie said, "Do you think Khalees milkshake is overplayed?" I don't. They overplayed that, but I still love that song though. That's like her signature song now.
yeah, man.
You know. Um,
I actually prefer "I Hate You So Much" right now over
I love that song, and they
that.
they overplayed that too.
Shit, I'd rather listen to that one than fucking milkshake. Then you have the fucking old ass ladies singing that bullshit, man.
Oh
Like,
man. Um, do y'all remember this song "Holla Back Girl" from Gwen Stefani? Yes,
of
that was
course.
overplayed as well.
I know the black community did not like that song
You didn't
after.
like that song?
They're like, what the fuck you mean holla back?
Man, I loved it. I thought it's Pharrell, man. Pharrell could do no wrong.
I like the song the Sweet Escape with Akon. That was my shit.
Yeah, that was dope.
I got to get away.
Favorite Big L verse.
Ooh, the greater.
Um, favorite Big L verse. I probably want to say the enemy because the enemy like that's still going on now in society. So him and Fat Joe, they just killed it.
Yeah, that's an iconic verse, man.
Yeah, he had so many man like the school days joint. The shoulda wore rubber. So many quotables on those
Oh,
songs, man.
trying to kill this motherfucker. Yo, San Andreas, man, that shit never
Um,
gets old.
Hector said, didn't Nas sample "Victim of the Ghetto"?
From who?
I think he's asking if Nas sampled the song from the College Boys.
They
That
must be
joint.
a really popular group for somebody to sample their shit.
They had once. I only remember that one song from them, but I want to say they sampled a Isley Brothers joint, but I don't remember nothing else from that group.
That's
Who
everybody.
has the who has the better production discography, Pharrell or Timbaland?
Timberland.
That's hard, man. I love both of them. I think with Tim, see Tim did a lot of stuff for artists that ain't even around no more. Like Tweet, Nicole Ray, Mocha, Miss Jade, like they all gone.
Magoo.
Magoo, Magoo. You know what I'm saying? He never really got his little brother Sebastian established as an artist as well. Even Genuine, like where's Genuine at? You
What,
know?
wasn't Genuine part of TGT?
Yeah, but they broke up because they had beef with each other.
Oh Lord.
They had beef. There's I'm gonna send you the interview because he did an interview a couple months ago and he's talking about the breakup and how there was beef with Tank and Tyrese and I didn't care for that group from the beginning. I just thought that he's not none of them to me were like group material. So I didn't understand like why they doing the group. I'm like Tyrese ain't no group material. Now there is Tank.
Shit.
You know?
All them niggas were just.
Yeah. Whereas like Pharrell have his every now and then he might have worked with a artist that didn't really come out, but like the majority of the artists he worked with, like they still here, like Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, Khalees, like they still around, Busta Rhymes, the stuff he did for the clips were classic. Chick Corea died.
Yeah, rest in peace to him.
Who's Chick Corea?
He's a jazz pianist.
Okay, rest in peace to Chick Corea. Ronnie just come asking me about these old tracks. A Sexy Counter by Ray J. I remember that. That was a big hit for Ray J.
Sexy kid.
With what's the dude name?
Young
Young
B.
Berg was on there.
Yeah, young boy.
Yo, you remember you remember when Young Berg got the Autobots chain snatched from him?
But he got all his chase together.
Bruh. That shit was like news on the internet. They like I remember when he had that Autobots medallion and niggas stole that shit. I was like, yo, Young Berg, what happened to him? Last time I saw him, he was on Love and Hip Hop.
He probably got his chain snatched.
Oh man, talk about one hit wonder.
Bet you his mama like, boy, did not tell you to keep your chain to yourself.
The new Nori and Meth track. Nori got a new track with Method Man.
Interesting.
I gotta hear that joint. Um, Silk the Shocker appeared in the Honey movie. I don't even remember that.
Sick the shocker can act.
I don't even. I saw Honey like way back when it came out. I don't even remember that movie. I haven't seen it since. Yeah, the new Nas song. That's from the soundtrack to Judas and the Black Messiah. It's called EPMD. Produced by Hit Boy. I believe there's a video for it or it's coming out.
It better not be an unauthorized biography about you.
Oh Lord. I don't think Nas will do that to EPMD.
Yeah, I remember where Rock.
I remember that. And I didn't even know Rakim was mad at him because of that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You would think Rakim would give him his blessing. Like that is everybody kept comparing Nas to Rakim anyway.
Talk about you. He revealed some personal information.
Oh Lord. So why didn't Rakim come up with it?
He's talking about Karis one is next. Mind you, we still waiting for that
We still
Karis.
waiting for that one. Karis was like, "You ain't coming up with that."
He was like, "No, Nas,
Yeah. He
you
like
ain't gonna do that."
he probably told Nas, "Don't let me do another Bridges over."
Oh shit! Oh shit!
You know what I mean? You'll be part two.
Shit.
That's crazy.
KRS gonna show them we in here and shit.
Oh man.
Shit.
Conway's on the soundtrack. I didn't see Conway on there.
Yeah, he's on the
Oh,
soundtrack.
he's on the soundtrack. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta hear this soundtrack. Y'all keep hyping up this
I
song.
hope it's good. Like, can we actually bring some good soundtracks back? It's needed. We've been missing good soundtracks for the past 20 years.
More like 25.
Ronnie asks, EPMD, you got to chill or Gold Digger?
Gold Digger.
Yeah, man, Gold Digger was a joint before the Kanye joint.
Oh, what the heck? Let's get
Nas
married. Sunday.
Nas vs. Keras one.
Karis won.
Nas vs. Keras one battle. I don't know. I think Keras one will lose that.
Shit's better than Karis won an MC Shin.
It would be it would be entertaining though. It would be entertaining. But I think Nas got too much heat for Keras one.
Man, y'all, Karis one got heat too.
Keras one got heat, but like, what was the last great album he had? To me, it's I Got Next. I didn't hear nothing after I Got Next.
What you mean? I like the sneak attack.
You like Sneak Attack? I remember you said that. You would like that shit. You would like that. That's probably an album I would hear and then dump it in the garbage.
It wasn't the perfect album, but it was like
Right.
it's better than some of his other ones. I don't really care for Chris Styles like that. Or spiritual.
I remember when that came out. I didn't listen to that. Chris Styles, like really?
Hip Hop Lives with Marty Marl was decent.
Mm,
My only issue was it was 10, 15 years too late.
right.
Like, can you imagine if Karis One was using those beats, Marty Marl was using the late 90s and shit?
Hmm.
Hell, I Got Next might be like a couple times better.
But that's how I felt about the Marley Marl album he did in the 2000s, and he had LL on there. I'm like, well, this should have been dropped in the 90s.
For the re-entry,
The re-entry joint, yeah.
that shit was hot.
It was dope, but I just felt like there was certain songs I'm like, yo, like Marley Marl should have dropped this when he was like working with like Lords of the Underground and the youngsters in them. That's when he should have dropped that joint.
Like I always say, sometimes producers should know once just keep some shits for yourselves.
Right, exactly. Cause who knows how long some of those tracks he had.
Right. Like we need to do a review on that
Yeah,
album.
yeah,
That's better
definitely.
than that fucking In Control Volume 2
Oh
album
Lord,
shit.
straight trash,
Way better than that shit.
straight trash. And you got two of them.
Yeah, I got Volume 1 and Volume 2. I don't give a
Right?
fuck.
I'm trying to. I think volume two is the. I'm trying to think which one was the better one. They had the better tracks though.
Volume 1.
It was volume one.
Yeah, Volume 2
Good.
only had like 3 or 4 good tracks.
Was it? Is a volume two the one with the LL joint?
Yeah, I be getting busy.
That joint, I didn't like that at all.
What?
I didn't like
Oh,
that.
now,
Thank God that wasn't on Mama Said Knock You Out, cause that would
whoa,
have ruined the whole album.
whoa, that was hot. Now you're tripping right now. Now you're tripping.
That song
I
was
hate that
not great.
fucking album.
Oh my God.
I hate that fucking album, but I be getting that's
The-
like the best track off that album.
He had too many. I think the second one is the one that had like all the singers on it. He had too many singers on that album.
Yeah, it was the original Dr. Dre presents the Aftermath.
Right. He was trying to do like some Teddy Riley shit. I'm like, you not Teddy Riley, Molly Moore.
Right, like nigga, you just came out with some of the best beats with Mama to knock you out
Right.
and take a look around, and you coming out with this shit.
Exactly.
Come on, Maul. And
And
I
and
love
how
Molly Moore, man,
how are albums like that out of print for years? I don't get that.
because Warner Brothers and Coachella had that fallout
Hmm.
and whatnot, and that album commercially wasn't like the most successful album and shit.
Right.
And plus, the samples is also a huge problem too. Like, mind you, In Control Volume One was re-released like back in '07. You haven't heard a re-release since.
Right. Danny Hamlin was good. He said Young Berg is a producer now. Yeah,
Oh,
I
really?
I know that. But last time I saw him, he was fighting with some ugly looking chick on Love and Hip Hop.
Aren't they all?
Hazel or one of them. Hazel. I forgot the name of that chick. Hazel something.
Well,
Yeah,
all these loving
that's
hip.
that's like the show where careers go to die. You know.
Right.
Let me go on Love and Hip Hop. Wyclef. Ronnie said y'all remember the Gone to November, classic track
Love that track.
from his only classic album in my opinion.
Now we're going to November. We're going
I
to
love the remix with R. Kelly and Cannabis, Destiny Child.
what?
That was fire.
I never heard a remix.
You never heard the remix?
Nah.
There's a video for it.
See, like I said, I'm not the biggest Wyclef fan, so it's like
Yeah, the remix was
R.
fire with
Kelly and
Cannabis and early Destiny's Child and R. Kelly all on
only
one track with Wyclef. That was fire.
R. Kelly and Wyclef in the song.
Yes, R. Kelly with Wyclef and Destiny's Child and Cannabis.
Wow.
Crazy track.
Tiny. That's like
I want to know. I want to ask Wyclef if I ever meet him or interview him. Like, yo, how did you think about like what made you come up with that collaboration of the remix for Gone to November?
because he wanted to make he working with everybody. That's the thing with Wyclef. He always wants to work with everybody. Talking about, I did this song with Shakira. It's called Peeps Don't Lie. Like, fuck, shut the fuck up.
And he claimed it more. He claimed it more like his own.
Right.
He
That's
was the
what
feature.
I hate about. That's why Lauren did not want him on Miseducation.
Right.
And
Yeah.
thank God.
She was like, nah, I'm gonna get RZA. I'm gonna get RZA, and they couldn't get RZA, so she just did the production on her own.
Right. Allegedly.
You know. God, yo, RZA on Miseducation would have been crazy.
Crazy as fuck.
Crazy, and he was still in his
Especially
bag then.
98 RZA.
Yeah, he was still in his bag then. Um, have I seen? Nah, I didn't see Belly in theaters. I saw Belly when it got on VHS. Y'all remember this song "All the Way
Shit,
Turned
nigga.
Up" by Roscoe Dash? Nah, I don't remember no Roscoe Dash. Who was that?
Oh, yeah, I remember that song. That was
Never,
beautiful.
never. Was he trap?
He was like that Soldier Boy s kind of music.
Oh God, no, I didn't listen to him then. Once he said Soldier Boy, I'm like, nope,
It's,
no.
DJ Terry, yeah.
Then-
that kind of shit.
he sound bad just by you emulating him. He sound bad.
Oh man,
Yeah, Birth of a Prince was dope.
I did not
Slept
care for
on.
that album.
You didn't care for that album?
Nah,
That was after Bobby Digi, right?
yeah. Like I said,
Yeah.
RZA after 2000 was like hit or miss to me.
Hit or miss, yeah. Man,
Come on, die, bitch.
Uh,
Ew.
y'all remember this song "Let's Go" by Trick Daddy and Little John? Yeah, I think I got
Yeah,
that Trick Daddy album. I think I got that Trick Daddy album actually.
that's the one with the Ozzy Osbourne sample, right?
Yeah, that was dope. And I wasn't a Trick Daddy fan back then, but over the years, I've come to appreciate his music.
Yeah, he alright. I like
He
that.
alright. He's alright. He is what he is. I'm not putting him up there with Rick Ross. To me, is still better than Trick Daddy. He's still to me
I
the
never heard that before.
Rick Ross is still to me better than Trick Daddy when it comes to Miami stuff shit.
That
So
should be the verses right there. Trick Daddy and Rick
and
Ross.
Rick Ross would kill him. Rick Ross would kill him.
Kill Trick Daddy.
Rick Ross would kill him. Every album Rick Ross got is solid. I don't think he have one bad album.
I don't know about all that though, bro.
Like there's some albums I prefer more than others, but like I think his discography is solid. Like definitely top 5 of the last decade.
Ooh, okay.
You know,
I can
and
respect.
and again, the same thing goes for Rick Ross. I wasn't a fan of Rick Ross when he first came out like that. Like when Port of Miami dropped, and I wasn't fucking with him until like deeper than rap. And then I went back and I listened to Triller and Port of Miami. Well, Port of Miami, I knew the songs anyway because they always played his stuff on 106 in Park. He was always on the countdown.
Oh man,
You know what I'm saying? But Rick Ross definitely is a solid artist. Yeah,
no, that's not
Bobby
even
Digi. That's
fair,
that's
bro.
RZA's best album, huh?
No, I was talking about this video game. I said that's not even fair.
Yes, Bobby. I wanted to see that Bobby digital movie. He needs to release that at some point.
Yeah, he's never gonna do that.
You never gonna release it? Why not?
I don't know. I
He
feel like
gotta release that. You wait cause it's like what is it already like 25 years for that album?
not yet.
So when it comes to the 25th anniversary, you gotta release a special edition of Bobby Digi complete with the movie, cause people want to see that film.
But see, people weren't really feeling Bobby Digital like that when it
I,
came.
I, I think that's an underrated album. I definitely wanted to discuss it. I want to get a physical copy for that album, but I definitely want to discuss it at some point
Yeah,
because I think that to me that's his best album solo wise
I agree on that part.
compared to like Digi Snacks and all that other shit he was doing.
Yeah, to me, I respect the album more than I like it. Let's just say that.
So you didn't like NYC Everything or
Oh,
Holocaust,
I love NYC everything.
right? Meth killed that joint.
Yeah, it's
You
just to
know.
me with that album,
Mm,
it's a weird. It took me a while to fully appreciate it. That's all I gotta say.
right. Yeah, because he it was a different. It was a different side to Riz. Like he was wearing the shit, the mask across his face and shit like that, and doing that funny that funny noise. He wasn't doing that shit on Wu Tang albums. I'm like, where did that come from? That little ad lib thing, and saying bong bong and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was a different side to RZA, and people thought he lost his damn mind. But I thought that was like it was real creative. He had like a different moniker to RZA or whatever. I definitely want to review that. Sam, definitely gonna plan that. I need to get a physical copy of that. I never bought that album.
Mm.
Never bought that. You know what's crazy though? I almost bought the album. I remember going to buy the Doc's the Name 2000,
Yeah,
and what happened was that same day, and I remember I think I mentioned this when I did the Timberland review months ago. I went to Sam Goody that day, and I had three albums in my hand. I had Bobby Digi, I had the Timberland Tim's Bio, and I had Doc's the Name 2000, and I put back the Redman album, and ironically, I end up getting the Redman album for Christmas. And the Bobby Digi album, like I knew what RZA was gonna bring, so I was like, yo, I'm gonna hold off on this. I'm gonna get it next time, and I bought the Timberland album because like that, Tim he didn't drop like he didn't really like he dropped the Welcome. Forgot the name of that first album he dropped. The joint with up jumps the boogie.
yeah.
He dropped that album, but I never cared for that album. So I'm like, yo, I seen the like all the artists on the Tim's bio. I'm like, yo, let me get this joint, and you know what I'm saying. So I was like, yo, this is something different. But I never I never bought the RZA joint though. But I definitely need to get that, and discuss it.
Yeah, man. It's a cool album though. It's a
Yeah.
cool album, but it's like not really one of my favorites.
Ronnie said Elephant Man looked like Cisco when he had that red hair. Oh yeah, the 50 video.
Rival.
That shit was bad. That was trash. A trashy. I don't even remember that video. That shit was terrible.
So this Thursday it's confirmed Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis is going to be the next Beef episode. I mean
The beat
beat
episode. So this Thursday we picking out 15 tracks, right?
15
That's
tracks.
gonna be all Janet. We already know it's basically the best of Janet discography.
Hey, I got some sneakers too. I'm gonna send you my tracks tonight and shit.
Okay.
I got
I
some.
didn't even make my list yet. Did not make my list yet, man. The first battle was dope. I enjoyed that one.
Oh yeah,
You know.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Oh man.
Shit, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna finish up this song tonight, man.
Pump It Up, Joe Budden. That was a classic song.
Trash.
You didn't like Pump It Up?
I don't like Joe Budden.
I didn't. That's the only song I like. There's like maybe two or three songs I like from that first Joe Budden album, but I didn't care for the album.
Shit. He should just stick to being a podcaster. That's all I got. Like I just feel like he found his calling.
Yeah, I think so.
Like you only had one album. You beat with almost every rapper. It's like stick to what you know. Talk shit. Stick to what you know.
Danny Hamlin said, "Remember JD produced Money Goes Hoes, then Fab we did it in the whole video. What video was that?
Money, are you talking?
Money ain't a thing. That's what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, I don't remember no song that Fab did it over.
And if he did, oh god.
What you got against Joe Budden, Reg? Ronnie wants to know.
See, I just never. He's one of those artists. He always does his best work on the mixtapes,
Right.
and
He's
his
another
albums
one.
sound like trash.
Just like
And
Fabulous. Just like Fab.
my point exactly.
Just like Fab. Fab have no classic albums, and his best shit is on the mixtapes.
My point exactly. Martin and it's always with Joe Budden. It's like he's all some of the shit when he be saying I agree with. Don't get me wrong, but there's some other shit I'm just like nigga, really
Yeah.
talk shit, just talk shit.
Yeah. He's a little extra on those podcasts he be doing.
Yeah, that's why. And then he fucked up the whole slaughterhouse. You don't even
Yeah.
get started on that.
Well, did he start? Well, see that part from what he's saying and the whole disagreement with him and M. I don't know if it was his fault.
I heard
Mm.
a lot of shit like Joe Budden was like an egomaniac. I heard.
Oh wow.
And this is from videos I've seen over the years.
Right.
Because you notice how everybody in Slaughterhouse still collaborated with Eminem even after the breakup and shit.
Right.
Like that. All I gotta say.
But he said that the riff happened when they shelved the album that they were working on, and then when he came out and said that Revival was trash, and I felt like, yo, what he's not lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Eminem, from Eminem's side, I could understand because he's saying Joe didn't have to go to social media and say that. He could have came to him. But if he had came to, we know how Eminem is. If he came to you and he said, yo, I think Revival is trash, Eminem could have still took it the same way. So what difference does it make if he went to social media or came to him and said, yo, I think your album is trash?
But see, it started way before the whole Revival is trash shit. That's the thing.
Right,
It started way before that shit.
right. Yeah, the other stuff I don't know about, but like when he's talking about like the show Slaughterhouse album and how M was in his feelings, I'm like, well, what is he saying that a lot of people didn't feel? You know, as a fan, I'm like, would you rather hear it from a fan or would you rather hear it from one of your peers? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, you know, as a fan, I love Eminem, but Revival was trash. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I'm not gonna mix words because of his status. I'm gonna tell you like, yo, your album was shit. Well, I agree with Joe Budden. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not gonna blow smoke up your ass. It's like if you want the real, we're gonna tell you like what it is.
Yes, sir.
You know. Ronnie asks, do y'all remember "Same Girl" by R. Kelly featuring Usher?
Yes, sir.
That was a dope collab. I actually liked the video how it played out.
Remember the remix with T Pain?
They have a remix for that?
Yeah.
I never heard the remix. Why did they need T Pain on the remix?
You said what?
Why did they need Why did they need T Pain on the remix for that?
Because T Pain was the hottest nigga at that time.
Oh God,
T Pain was
I
like,
I,
no,
I was
wait.
never a T Pain fan. Never liked T Pain. Never. I listened to one of his albums though. The album with I don't even know the name. The song that he did with Weezy. Was it Can't Believe It?
Yeah.
I listened to that album and it was like the same. I'm like, what is so? I don't see the hype with this dude. He don't sing. You're using the vocoder to for your vocals. Like I don't get the hype from him. I never did.
I can't believe it.
I don't care for it. No,
Yeah.
I don't have nothing from T Pain. Don't care for his music.
She make the people say, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was on everybody's shit at that time. He was like one of the hottest dudes out.
She make the people say, yeah.
You know, if it wasn't Kanye's album, he was on this person's album. You know what I'm saying? Weezy album. I didn't care for him.
Got money, and
No.
you know it.
No. I'm not a T-Pain fan at all.
Yeah. So but I would call it a night, bro.
Yeah,
I gotta save some battery for my webcam or work on some music.
nice.
But this has been real as fuck. This weekend I gotta listen to all the Luther Vandross albums.
Yes, yes.
Shit.
Luther, we putting some respect on Luther once and for all.
For real, yeah. So Valentine's Day, if y'all have nothing to do, make sure y'all watch this. Thank y'all so much for watching. Lord Finesse's first two albums, make sure y'all check that shit out.
Yes.
As usual, this is your boy Reg. Hope I holler
Peace.
at y'all. Have a
All
good night.
right.
Peace.
Later.